welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be having a bit of a news roundup and a bit of a look at how the fortunes of MotoGusto supported riders during the 2024 season. For the last couple of seasons, Lucas has been riding for Steve Patrickson's outfit. Unfortunately, at the end of the 2023 season, Steve retired and that left Lucas without a squad. Now, at the 11th hour, just as the season was about to begin, Lucas got a call from Richard Mortimer of the Mortimer Racing Victoria House Academy team, or Sencat Talent team. And luckily, a place had been available and Lucas fitted straight in with the team and he was able to rescue his season. Round 1 took place at Navarra in Spain, the new Brands Hatch owned circuit. Now, as is customary for Lucas, his qualifying is always good. Race 1 came on Saturday and saw him narrowly miss a win to come home with a second place. Race 2 on Sunday morning was a tough fight with the pack and saw him narrowly missing the podium with a disjointed race due to a red flag, and he claimed a 4th place finish. Race 3 on Sunday afternoon was when the plan came together, everything aligned, and the youngster, 16-year-old from West Sussex, took his first win in the championship. So that meant that Lucas left round 1 at the lead of the championship. Yes, there was a long way to go, but there's that confidence of being able to lead the championship heading away from the first round. Round 2 took place in May at Donington Park. Race 1 on the Saturday saw Lucas claim a 3rd place finish, and race 2 on Sunday saw him claim another 2nd, so 2 further podiums. Round 3 took place at Snetterton on the 5th to 7th of July. It's a strong round for Lucas and a lot of valuable points. Race 1 took place on Saturday in monsoon-like conditions, and Lucas, I can only describe it as a masterclass of wet weather riding, and he brought home the race win by an impressive margin of over 20 seconds. Race 2 took place on Sunday, and it wasn't quite a repeat of race 1, but he brought it home in 2nd place. Round 4 took place at the closest circuit to home for Brown at Brands Hatch in Kent on the GP circuit on the 19th to 20th of July. 2 further podium finishes for Brown on this home circuit. He set the pace during practice and during qualifying and was looking good for the wins, but unfortunately the wins didn't come, but claiming 3rd place in race 1 and 2nd place in race 2 on Sunday secured another healthy haul of points. Round 5 took place at the British MotoGP round at Silverstone on the 2nd to 4th of August. This is the jewel in the calendar for the British Talent Cup and a chance to shine in front of a global audience. Again, Lucas was fast throughout practice and qualifying. He carried this through to both races, claiming 2nd in race 1 and 3rd in race 2. Lucas fought hard in both races, putting himself firmly in the shop window for the world. Round 6 took place at Thruxton in Hampshire on the 9th to 11th of August. It's always been a bit of a bogey track for Brown as a Hampshire circuit, and throughout the weekend he was showing true form. However, he clocked his lowest finishes of the season, with 5th place in race 1 after being nerfed off track towards the end of the race by his closest championship rival. Luckily, Lucas stayed on and was able to claim points that was ultimately proved vital at the end of the season. The 2nd race that took place on the Sunday, he went 1 place further and claimed a 4th place finish. Round 7 took place at Alton Park on the 13th to 15th of September, the penultimate round of the championship. The top of the table was tight, but Lucas could claim the championship if he could get the results. Things started well with 3rd in race 1, but took a turn for worse in damp conditions during race 2. He had a moment that set him back in the pack, and he started making his way back through the other riders before he got caught up in the accident of another rider and taken down. This ended his race and ultimately his first DNF of the season. This ensured that everything would go to the final round at Donington Park at the GP circuit on the 27th to 29th of September. Going into the last round, Lucas led the championship by 24 points. With 3 races and 75 points on the table, it was all to play for. And true to form, he qualified well and started from 2nd place on the grid. Race 1 came on Saturday and Lucas got off to a perfect start with a perfectly executed race win. Race 2 on Sunday saw an uncharacteristic crash take him out of the running on the 4th lap. This gave his rivals a chance to close in on him and ensure the championship was decided on the very last race. Due to this crash, it meant that Lucas had to start from 20th on the grid, so right back. Now, rather than letting the pressure get to him, Lucas formulated a plan that made a heroic ride through the field to cross the line in 8th place. But the eight points gained from 8th place saw him able to clinch the championship by 19 points from his nearest rival. So, throughout the entire season, Brown had not left the top of that table, and he was able to claim the 2024 British Cup Championship. Now, you'd think after a weekend like that and claiming your first major championship, you'd rest on your laurels for a bit. But no rest for the wicked. The very next day, Lucas flew out to Spain with his coach, Carl Smith, the Spanish-based British World Championship rider, to take part in the MotoGP Red Bull Rookies selection event at the Galdic circuit, where he was chosen as Dorna's selected rider for the 2025 season. So that was a confirmed place for him. 2025 will see Lucas on the MotoGP grids on the support races for Red Bull Rookies Cup. Now, there have been multiple world champions that have come through that championship, so hopefully things will work out for him. As an added bonus for 2024, Lucas was drafted into the MLAV Moto3 team for the final 2 rounds of the FIM Junior World Championship at Aragon and Valencia. Heading into Aragon, Lucas had to contend with a brand new track he'd only ever seen on the TV and on his PlayStation, a new team, a new bike, new tyres, everything. So add to that the fastest young riders in the world, and it's a big ask for anyone. Anyway, a solid debut for Lucas saw his times improving massively, qualifying 29th out of the 32 and finishing the race in 26th position. Yet again, that sounds like it's a long way back, but when you actually take into account his lap times were tumbling and it was his first time out on that circuit when he first rolled out of the pits for FP1, that's not too shoddy going at all. Unfortunately, the events at Valencia and the weather and the following disaster meant the final round at Valencia the week after MotoGP was cancelled and it was moved to Estoril in Portugal. Yet again, it's another track that Brown had never ever ridden on. So, heading out to the circuit to the unknown, he put on another good display and finished solid 22nd and 26th in his 2 races that weekend. Off the back of this, Brown has been he's been the recipient of what I can only describe as the offer of his career, and for 2025 it has been announced that he will be riding for the Junior GP talent team on factory Hondas for the entire FIM Junior GP World Championship. So watch his space. Hopefully he's going to be making some great progress, learning some new circuits and getting faster and faster and expanding his I can only say reputation on the world stage. Owen was competing in the British GP2 Championship within Supersport at British Superbike and the 600 Supersport Championship. The Crowborough-based 20-year-old is no stranger to top-level racing. He's already an established racer. He was 2018 Team Green Champion, 2020 British Junior Supersport Champion and 2023 British Junior Superstock Champion. So he's come from good stock already. And for 2024, he jumped up to the British GP2 Championship with its more bespoke bikes, riding for the Kramer factory team on the 890RR KTM engine machine. Owen's season, I can only describe it as being near perfect. Starting at Navarra with a 2nd place finish and a win. Round 2 at Alton Park saw 2 race wins. Round 3 at Donington Park. Round 4 at Knockhill, round 5 at Snetterton, round 6 at Brands Hatch, round 7 at Thruxton, round 8 at Cadwell Park all showed perfect form with double wins at every single round. But at this point, Owen was uncatchable in the championship and was crowned 2024 British GP2 champion. Round 9 at Alton Park, though, didn't go to plan for Jenno and mechanical issues kept him out of both races. But normal service was resumed at Donington Park with 2 more race wins. The final round took place at Brands Hatch on the 11th to 13th of October. The GP class within Supersport class often results with bikes within the mid-pack, but Jenner has frequently shown his skill by placing firmly within the overall top 10, and he claimed another 2 race wins at Brands. For 2025, Owen has stepped up to a full Supersport Championship with a rapid Honda team on the newly resurgent CBR 600RR Honda. So things are looking good for the Crowborough based youngster. To the oldest rider in the MotoGusto supported paddock, let's say, is Jim Porter, the 77-year-old rider from Sittingbourne in Kent. Jim's a lifelong racer, and I'll be honest with you, he knows no different. I've known him since I was tiny, and the whole time I've known him, since growing up in the 80s, he's always been racing. He raced with my dad in the 60s and the 70s, and he's still going now. Jim races a 1968 Ducati Saxon 350 in the Over 55s Championship at the CRMC, Classic Racing Motorcycle Club. This is a championship that's spread around the country. Round 1 took place at Pembury in April, where Jim took 4 second place finishes in his class. Round 2 took place at Darley Moor in May. Unfortunately, a series of mechanical issues took Jim out of the running in his races for this. Round 3 took place at Croft in June, and with his mechanical gremlins fixed, Jim had 3 good races with 3 fourth place finishes and considered it a job well done, although his boots unfortunately were a little bit shot by the end of the meeting. Round 4 took place at Cadwell Park in June, a circuit where Jim has had good results in the past but had not ridden for over a year. Race 1 on Saturday saw him finishing a solid 5th place, and Sunday saw 3 hard-fought rides from Jim placing 3rd and 2nd, followed by what he described as a surprising win in his class in the 4th race. Round 5 was at Donington Park in July, and yet again this is a bit of a mixed bag for Jim. An electrical problem saw him DNF in race 1, but he bounced back with a 5th in race 2. Unfortunately, the Gremlins raised their head again and put pay to races 3 and 4. Round 6 came at Alton Park over the bank holiday weekend in August, with racing on the Saturday and the Monday, and Jim left with a win, 2 second place finishes and a 3rd place, moving him to within a point of the series leader. The final round took place at Anglesey in Wales on the 28th to 29th of September, with Jim only slightly behind the championship leader with a chance to win. Unfortunately, during race 1, Jim was involved in the first corner accident where he got entangled with bikes either side of him. Unfortunately, he made contact with the Armco barrier with his bike and was thrown off. Jim was knocked unconscious and was rushed to hospital, and his bike, well, I've seen the photographs of it, it was destroyed. His bike has now been painstakingly rebuilt, and Jim, being the stubborn old sod that he is, has been working on his recovery, and he's already planning for 2025. But to still have finished the championship 2nd place, having missed a number of races and a season-ending crash, it's an impressive showing by the 77-year-old. So well done, Jim. We look forward to seeing you out there next year. Finally, our youngest rider, Callum Maxwell, who rides in the FAB GP50 Championship. Callum's the 11-year-old is from East Sussex, the Eastbourne area, and he's riding basically their purpose-built Metrokit bikes, slightly smaller 3/4 size bikes, 50cc 2-strokes. Round 1 took place at the Lead Kart circuit in Kent, where race 1 he claimed a 10th and race 2 claimed an 11th place finish. Race 3 was unfortunately cancelled due to track conditions. Round 2 took place at Ella Park, where it was a bit of mixed fortunes for Callum. A crash in practice knocked him back a little bit, but didn't dampen his enthusiasm. And he came home in 12th in race 1 and 11th in both races 2 and 3. Round 3 took place at Three Sisters in Wigan in June, where he qualified 14th and then came home in 12th, 11th and 13th in his races. The 4th and 5th rounds took place at Rora on the 27th and 28th of July, where in races 1 and 2 Callum placed 11th, and in race 3 a crash caused a did not finish for him, a DNF. Round 6 took place at Clay Pigeon down near Dorchester in Dorset on the 17th and 18th of August, where Callum placed 14th in race 1, DNF in race 2, which unfortunately led to a did not start for race 3. So a disappointing 2 last races there with a solid finish in race 1. Round 7 took place at Ella Park on 7th of 8th September, and Callum scored 12th place in all 3 of his races. So Callum's learnt more about his riding as this season's gone on, and he's been working on his racecraft, and his speed has been increasing all throughout the season. 2025 he's going to remain in the same championship, and hopefully he'll have taken what he's learnt from this season and will put it into good practice. He's continuing over winter with the Stratton Winter Series, which I'll report on as I get more details. But this is a winter series designed to keep him sharp and prepared for next season. Finally, a big welcome to Paul Bloomfield. Paul is racing with BEMSEE in the Rookie 600 Championship, and he's a newcomer to our MotoGusto stable. Paul only started road racing earlier this year with BEMSEE, as I say, competing in the Rookie 600 Supersport category. Although with a background in grass track racing, he's no stranger to bikes. Paul took part in 4 of the 7 rounds on his R6 Yamaha and still managed to rack up an impressive 11 race wins and 4 second place finishes. This led to him placing, now bearing in mind this is his rookie season, an incredible 3rd in his championship. Paul is assisted by Seaton Tuning, who have offered him priceless advice on bike settings and support. So things are looking strong for Paul in 2025, where he's hopefully going to continue his form and compete in the full season. So there you have it. That's a roundup for our MotoGusto supported riders so far this year. And I'm sure you'll agree it's been a great season for all of them. Hopefully things will continue to develop for all 4 riders, and things will get stronger and stronger with obviously 2 riders now developing beyond now where they started off, with obviously Lucas competing now on the world stage, and with Owen now stepping up to the Supersport Championship. Things are looking very bright, and hopefully the future for 2025 is going to be looking really positive. Anyway, I'm going to leave you be now. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this very brief news update. All it leaves me to say now is wishing you the best for Christmas, and if I don't catch up with you guys beforehand, wishing you a very happy new year for 2025. Take care. Happy Christmas all.